Okay, so in this video I'm going to step you through revolving this part. You're going to draw this kind of upside down L shape here, and then this blue center line is what you're going to revolve it around, so you end up with a bushing when you're finished here. So I'm going to go over to Inventor. We just finished up with Extrude there. I'm going to go up to a new file, select standard IPT and hit create. I'm going to go to start and I'm going to click a work plane to start on. I'm going to begin by drawing a line that's going to be the center line that I rotate this around. And I'm not really concerned about how long this is, but I'll put in that it's an inch, that's fine. From there, if we look back at the drawing, we're going to have a 1-inch hole in the middle, so I'm going over a 1/2 inch to start this part. And then from that 1/2 inch over, I'll go up 1.25, come over 1 inch, down 1/4, in and down again. So we'll go through that over in Inventor here. So I'm going to draw a line over here, and it's not connected to the other one yet, but I'm going to draw that up, and that's going to be 1.25, and I need to make sure it's a 1/2 inch away, so I'm going to add a dimension in there that tells me that's a 1/2 inch away from that origin line that I put in, and then I will continue drawing around. So you're given that this size is 1, and then we would go down 0.25, take this over, and then you're given how far this distance is down here, so 0.375, and then I'm going to draw that up, and then I'm just going to trim off that little extra piece. Now we can add this round over after we revolve it, so I'm just going to finish my sketch. And I'm going to go to Revolve. It pre-selected my profile, so now it wants me to select the axis. I'm going to click that. Now this is a full 360-degree rotation. You have the option of putting something else in. So let's say you only wanted half a circle, you can do that sort of thing here. But in this case, we do want the full 360. So I'm just going to hit OK on that. If you don't end up with a hole in the center, it's because you skipped that line that was a 1/2 inch away from our profile. Then I'm going to go to fillet, and it already says the radius is 1/8 of an inch, which is correct, and I'm just going to pop that on right there. And if you want, you can change your color. So up here it says default. I'm going to go through and update a color here. So let's say I want that to be green polished. All right, looks like some kind of polished marble there. So you pick a color that that you'd like to use here, and then go ahead and save it. Again, we're going to save in all caps. And we're going to save with the name of the part, Revolve, for this one. So again, it's going right into my Inventor Basics folder because we have that project set up. I can only see the extrude file right now because it's only showing IPTs. We also have our drawing file in this. So I'll hit save. And then I still have my IDW open. If you look at the very bottom of my screen, I can click that to open it up. If you had closed this and this is the next day, you would simply go up here to open, and then you could select your Inventor Basics title block that is in our project folder. Currently I'm on the extrude sheet, so over on the left in my browser I'm going to double click on where it says Revolve, that's sheet number 2. This is going to populate once we bring in the part. Now if we look back at Schoology, remember you have the kind of little cheat sheet that will show you what views I'm expecting. So if we look at this little PowerPoint here, the Revolve, we're doing a half section, and notice that it's it almost looks upside down. It's going to allow us to get less hidden lines if we do it this way. So I'm going to go back to Inventor, and I'm going to go to Place Views and go to Base View. So it brought my part in right away. If it didn't, you can browse for your part and you can select the Revolve part there. And I didn't set what I wanted as my front view before. So with this cube activated here, I'm going to click this little arrow. I want to bring this in as my first view, and it's still scale 1:1, and we'll hit OK. So I'm going to slide this over here. Probably have to move this down a little bit. And now we're going to create a section view. So up in Place Views, you'll see Section. I don't have anything selected right now, and if you do, you can just hit Escape. But you go to Section View, and you just have to select the view first. So notice the little red box I get around there. I'm going to click that once, and now I'm going to draw in that section view. Now I'm tracking off the center. I have not clicked there yet. I'm going to come here off the part a little bit. I'm going to left click. I'm going to left click in the center. I'm going to come straight over here. I'm going to left click. And now as I bring it over to the right, I'm going to right click, continue. That's going to build my section view for me. So notice it put in the section line, and it also put in the hatch pattern there for me. So now I have to put a number of dimensions on here. So I'll go to annotate, go to dimension, and I'll just pull off my different diameters. Remember, when you place these somewhere between 30 and 60, and if they won't all fit on one side, you can always pull one over to the other side. And then we have a couple dimensions to put over here. So I'll put in my 1 inch there. I'm looking for that little dashed line to show up. That's when I know I have the correct spacing. And then I also have a little radius here. So just with the regular dimension tool, I can go in. Don't grab the green dot, but grab the curve there. I'll put that on. And this part is completely dimensioned. Notice the title block and everything filled up with date it was created, your username, sheet number 2, and it brings in the part name here. Last thing I need is an isometric. Now I didn't project that right away, so I'm going to go back to place views, and I'm going to go to projected view. I'm going to select the view I want to project from and then pull it up at an angle. Okay, so you want to find the best kind of looking view you're going to get of that part. Now I think a better view might be a projected view of this half section. It gives me a little bit more detail. So I'm going to then right click, create that view. So notice it puts the section lining in for me. Now I'm going to edit the view. So I'm going to go over top of the view where I get that little red dashed line. I'm going to right click, edit view. I am going to uncheck style from base. So it won't let me put the color on unless I uncheck this. Now I can add color. I can add a view label. So I'll type in Revolve again in all caps. I'm going to uncheck the scale from base and also set this to half scale like we did on the last sheet. And now I may have to move a couple things around. Notice as I move them, the views are chained together, and I can still move the text box if I need to. So get in there, kind of move some of these things around a little bit, make that work. I'll move this up. Notice to move it up I have to use this view, and then I'll bring this one down kind of up in the corner there, just making sure it doesn't overlap with anything else. And then this one's ready to go, and then you'll be on to the coil for number 3.